close on the sequence, but I could sure as hell tell you what I hit. And, yeah. But you know what? You're talking here, and we're talking about guessing or proper thinking at the plate is what I call it. But if I were to sit at a game, let's say an outstanding hitter like Tony is, and we sat there, and we knew a little bit about the pitcher, but you wouldn't have to know that much because there's so much you can see of a pitcher that tells you what he does. You can watch him warm up. And every curveball he throws, he can't get over. I'm not going to look for curveballs at the plate. He pretty near checks you out. Yep. And I was always in left field watching those guys warming up in the bullpen, you know. And I was geared in a little bit. But the big thing is that when you are guessing, what have you lost? Nothing. It could be a perfect pitch he threw anyway. The most important thing about hitting is getting a good ball to hit. Rogers Hornsby told me that. Getting a good ball to hit. And what does it mean? What does it mean to you, Tony?
Me getting a good ball to hit means it's a pitch that I can handle. I could put a good swing on it, and not have any doubt in my mind that when I start to pull a bat through the zone, this ball that I'm going to hit hard.
Single in the first, single in the second. That drove in a run. Doubled in the fourth. That drove in a run. Hit it well. Gone. 4 for 4. 6-2 Padres.
Legend to legend will continue after this. Well, we're getting the insights on hitting from Tony Gwynn and Ted Williams. Jerry Coleman is the broadcaster for the San Diego Padres, has been for just about a quarter of a century. Played during the time when Ted Williams was there, victimized him with a couple of key late-inning hits when the Boston Red Sox just couldn't get past the Yankees. And as we look at these two men, you have a great story of how this season began because Ted Williams was in San Diego to throw out the first ball. I guess it was almost to honor Tony Gwynn, wasn't it?
Well, you know, it was one of those things. Ted is from San Diego, and it was a perfect tie-in. So Gwynn escorted Williams out to the mound, and Ted doesn't walk very well now, I'm sorry to say. He had a stroke, and it slowed him down. But Tony tells the story. While he was going out there, he would talk to him. He said, now, what do you do with this and this and this? No, you do this. He's quizzing this guy and giving him lessons on the way to the mound. And Tony
of course, loved it.
Oh, he loves it. And of course, there's nobody who studies hitting more than Tony, except Ted Williams. I think those two, of all the great hitters in the history of the game, analyze hitting more than anyone. And of course, Tony's a tremendous athlete.
If Ted wrote the book, and many people believe that he did, Tony's read the book. He's now gone beyond the book and into Ted's head. Has he taken that intense approach to hitting to another level, or is it not quite at what Ted was?
Couldn't take it any more intense than anybody in the world. He gets to the ballpark at 1 o'clock every day for a 7 o'clock game. He's there 6 hours in advance, sometimes sooner, takes batting practice, goes out there, looks at films all the time. It's all he does on the road. Takes film with him, studies himself, studies pitchers. You know, the guy lives baseball, and that's why he's great. And most geniuses, whatever they may be, and he is a hitting genius, do that. They're focused on one thing, and Tony's focused on hitting.
Jerry, in doing your job every day with the Padres, you get to spend a few minutes every day because Tony contributes to your pregame show.
Sure.
What have you learned, in addition to what you've told us already, about him, the person, and how hitting is a part of his life?
Well, if you ask him a question about, Tony, I mean, what do you mean inside out? And he'll go for 5 minutes. I mean, he breaks it down piece by piece, and he leaves me. I was never that good. I don't know what he's talking about, literally, because his analytical way of the arms and this and that and so forth, and the way he moves the bat and how he steps forward, and, you know, he steps up in front of the plate. Most people are deep in the box. He's even. And he'll go for 5 minutes and analyze every phase of the swing and the pitcher that he's hitting against. Not many people even know where to start. You know, they see the ball, hit the ball. That's their philosophy.
Tony got to the World Series once, failed against the Tigers in '84. If he goes the rest of his career and doesn't win a championship like Ted Williams, should he be remembered any differently?
I think he's going to be remembered as the greatest hitter of his era. There's no question. Now, Wade Boggs has done a tremendous job with the Yankees, but Tony, in the last 3 years, has a .372 batting average. He's gotten better as he's gotten older. He's going into his late 30s now.
Now, if you were surfing, you know, all the channels that you've got on your cable television, and you came across a conversation between Tony and Ted, two guys you know well, would you stop and watch?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Why would you not? Why would you not listen to the two greatest? Now, Williams is a different hitter. Power average. Gwynn is not a power hitter. He's an average hitter. Williams, .344. Gwynn is somewhere in the high 330s or whatever. And he's catching up. He's getting better as he gets older. I can't believe this. Usually, when you go by 35, you start sliding down. Sometime after 30. Gwynn's getting better because he analyzes, studies. He knows what that pitcher's going to throw before he throws it. He's incredible.
Thanks to Jerry. In sports, our long-lasting attention always gravitates to the players who are great. And the more we learn about them, we find that they love the game they play. Maybe you have to be great. Tony Gwynn and Ted Williams certainly do. And they have our long-lasting attention. I'm Al Troutwig. Thanks for joining us.